There's people making $300,000 a year as a closer, and most people don't even know this career exists. Kayvon's going to break it down for us today.
Yeah. So 300,000 is just really like, the floor to some people and the ceiling to others. And I have closers on my team that are doing $500,000 being remote closers. The greatest thing about being a remote closer is really truly is you get to work from home or anywhere you want in the world, and you get to be able to sell other people's products and services. So AKA, you don't need to be an entrepreneur. You don't need to come up with the ideas. You get to just actually make a shitload of money with zero to no expenses working in someone else's business as an intrapreneur versus an entrepreneur. And I can tell you to this date, the happiest I probably ever been where the money was flowing and I had no headache was when I was a closer as an entrepreneur in someone else's business. AKA, I don't have to worry about marketing. I don't have to worry about lead gen. I don't have to worry about fulfillment. I don't have to worry about conversions. I just got to pick up the phone, flap my gums, and make a couple grand an hour. Pretty nice and easy. Anywhere I want and control my own calendar.
Can you help us understand what closing even is at first, right? When I think of sales, I think of The Office, right? And I picture Jim going somewhere and saying, you should buy Dunder Mifflin's paper. And like, that's sales to me, right? And then closer... Look, way back in the day, I used to telemarket, right? I would call people. I would tell them they should have 5 magazine subscriptions, and I'd walk them through all the different magazines they could get. This is back when I was, 20 years ago. They would choose their 5. I became one of the best telemarketers in the business, so they put me on the road. And then I would go to these people's, let's be honest, trailers, not houses. I would go to their trailers, and I would sit down and sign the contract with them and make sure they chose the right magazine subscriptions and try to upsell them on a few more while I was there. Is that what sales is? What telemarketing, was that sales? And then me at the trailer park, was that closing? Or how would you describe closing?
Like sales and closing, they go hand in hand, right? A lot of people confuse, though, it's interesting. They confuse business development from sales to, like as in our industry called a closer, right? So a closer is basically taking somebody who's already raised their hand. They already know the product exists. They already know they want to buy the product from you, and you're taking them over the line. Right? Again, you're closing the deal. You're getting the credit card. No credit card, no money, you ain't closed. They're not closed. You're still in the sales process, right? So ideally, in the situations that we are online, why I love what we do is when I'm speaking to somebody, I don't have to do marketing. I just have to do sales and closing. And one of my statements I always say to businesses is, if your closers, aka your salespeople, have to do marketing over the phone, marketing didn't do their job. Now, there are businesses out there that want to have their salespeople do marketing. And I go, okay, well, that's business development, meaning I'm calling someone who has no idea who the hell I am. I have to, in that short period of time, create a relationship with them, get them to understand us, get them to stay on the phone long enough for me to tell them why we're great and what we do, and then get them to stay long enough to maybe set up a second call for the close, or, if you can get the close done right then and there, depending on the price and, of the product and service. In my industry where I hang out, we hang out around the 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, all the way up to 50, basically up to 100 grand deals. So these people are booking a call, they've raised their hand, and they most likely know what this is all about. My goal is to get them from where they are to where they want to go. Just paint the picture of what could happen when using the product that they know they need, when we fix the pain that they're in, and we give them the solution they need. And from there, that takes about 30 to 45 minutes. And if it's a 10K or a 20K product, you get your 20%. That's $2,000 USD right there. You only need to sell 2 of those a day. 8 calls, two out of 8. It's $4,000 a day. That's life-changing for a lot of people. And here's the best part of this. This is the best part. Did you have to go outside? No. Did you have to work with your hands? No. Did you have to use your brain? No. You just had to tap into your emotions, stay present, flap your freaking gums, follow the script that I've probably given you or created for you, or some business used mine because it's the award-winning script. Follow it and just say, do you want to get this deal done? And that is it, and get paid. More than lawyers get paid, more than most doctors get paid, more than anybody who goes to school and gets some fucking bachelor degree gets paid. You don't need any of that.
So what do you need? Like, I've been on online business for years. I get all the ads from dudes. Like, there's a closer opportunity. Come and learn how to be a closer, blah, blah, blah. All this sort of stuff, right? Been seeing it for years. It sounds good. Like, when you say that, it sounds fucking good. Like that's start a business, you make that sort of money. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
but you don't have to start a business. You don't have to do all the work. You don't have to go through all of the marketing and building and all that sort of stuff. You can just go and make it. But like, is it really something anyone can do? And if it is, how does somebody go from listening to you say, this is fucking awesome, it's amazing, to actually doing it? Like, how do you do it?
I love that you said, is it something really anybody can do? Well, can you wake up and fucking wipe your ass and blow your nose? Because if you can do that, I'm telling you, you could do that. It really is in demand. It's the most in demand right now that I would say a high income skill. It's the most paid high income skill, but not everybody can do it. And I'll tell you why. If you can't speak English and you're trying to speak and sell to Americans, you can't do this. Sorry, it's not going to work. So if truly, like, here's some barriers, right? If you've never been in sales and you're scared to talk to people and you're not willing to actually change and learn and grow, and you want to hide and not pick up the phone, no, this won't work for you. Just like anything, if you don't want to do the work, it's not going to work. There's no magic pill here. But truly, if you're trained by the right person. Now, here's the thing. You got to understand, in 2017, me and my partner at the time, red suit fucking loser, he and I created this market. We were the ones that created high ticket closer. We had over 10,000 students in 101 different countries. We went from 0 to 38 million teaching this. This is way before Cole Gordon and all these sales mentor and Jeremy Miner and all these people selling this shit. Most of the shit that these people are selling, especially these young kids, are watered down versions of what I've created and or what some of the greats created. So who you learn from is a big one. Now, I've trained, like I said, today, 30,000. I created a business as a high ticket closer, meaning businesses hire me to build them and run them and manage and train high ticket closers, where we've done over $375 million verified sales, taken over 200,000 verified book calls. So is it real? Well, I think so. Now, is everybody successful in it? Hell no. And it's not because closing isn't real. It's not because you can't close. It isn't because this is too good to be true. It's because the person in the seat is the problem. Plain and simple. They're not willing to do the work. They're not willing to get up and roll their sleeves up, have the conversations, hold the space, follow the script. Do you know how many people that I've trained in sales? Now you're going to get me going here. That I've given them the script. All you got to do is read the script. And I told them, you need to print the script off. Don't read it off your computer screen. Don't try to read it off your phone. You need to have it hard copy, printed off in front of you. Now, I'm sorry. I don't know how hard it is to open up your computer, to download the file that I'm giving you that can actually produce you $20,000 a month, and press that little button that looks like a little printer, and you press that button that says print and let it print. And then taking it from the printer and put it on your desk. I don't know how hard that is. To me, I feel like that's pretty fucking easy. But they don't do it. So the question is why?
So you're almost saying business is simple, people are lazy? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Well, I was going to say, let's talk about that. Why? Because your podcast is what? And I don't agree with you. I agree that people are lazy, but them being lazy isn't why they're not getting what they want. Because laziness is just an action of something. Being lazy is a symptom of something deeper. So what is it? Why are people lazy? Well, I mean, there's many reasons. I can tell you, number one, they're lazy because they're scared. They're lazy because they're fear of success, fear of failure. They're lazy because deep down, they don't believe they're worthy enough. They're lazy because they don't have a chief aim. They're not absolutely clear on what they want. Shit, they don't even know themselves. Hell, they look in the mirror and they don't even love the person they see in the mirror, except they're expecting the world to love them. Well, the world don't work like that. Business don't work like that. If you can't love the person you see in the mirror and you don't understand your own identity, you can't outsell your identity. That's what I tell people. You can't outsell your own identity. So if you think you're a failing entrepreneur or a failing person who can only make $3,000 a month, guess what? Sorry to tell you, you're only going to make $3,000 a month because that's what your identity's at. While everyone else is making 20, 30, 40. Why? Because that's where their identity is. So there's so much that goes into this. And it goes back to that red suit loser. When one of the reasons why it blew up. And now today I realize, oh my God, he wasn't wrong. It's just still not in alignment with me. I remember I went up to him after we had, at this point, thousands of students going to the market, as you see today, poisoning the market, saying, I'm a closer, just hire me, and they can't close shit. They haven't even done anything. And they are just saying, I'm a closer. Someone said I'm a closer. And I said to him, I said, we got a big problem. He goes, what? I said, we're sending people to the market. They don't know and understand sales, and we got to teach more sales. We're teaching too much of why you're so cool and why they got to buy from us, but we're not actually giving them what they need. We need to actually take a step back and teach them how to close, because they're using my name, and my name means something to me. And I'll never forget these words. These are the words that changed my life forever in that moment. He said, you don't get it, do you? And I said, get what? He goes, these people don't actually want to be closers. They just want others to think they're closers. Ponder on that. And that's when I was like, oh, I knew you didn't give a shit, but like, you really don't give a shit. This isn't going to work. And then everything blew up. But that's the problem. Now I see that today. A lot of these people don't actually want to do the work. They don't actually want to do what's hard. They don't want to say goodbye to mommy and daddy and their friends and their comfort zones. They don't want to actually go into the unknown. They don't want to give up the dollars they don't have so they can actually earn the dollars they want. They like to live in their scarce mindset. They like to think like victims, because when I think like a victim, I get to blame everybody else. They don't want to be leaders. They don't want to have the responsibility where if it's going to happen, it's going to happen because of me attitude. So they just want to think they're doing something. And that's why most of these people buy products, buy these stupid courses online, and go to Tony Robbins and get their asses slapped. How many times do you need to go to Tony before you get your ass slapped enough before something changes? Hello? They just like the idea of them being successful. Them buying the purchase of the product just gives their psychology like, oh, I think I might be successful. Maybe if I just hope book, aka I saw this ad, I'm just going to hope that I get on the call and maybe magically in 30 minutes my life will change. Got news for you, it ain't, and it won't. And that's the reason also why this whole idea of closers doesn't fail.
That's the real shit people need to work on. How does this even land with people, right? When you're trying to tell them they should be a closer, but they actually need to work on all their bullshit. How does this even land? Because I could sit here and let you rant all day long. In fact, we just might do that for the rest of the show. But like, how does that even land with people?
It doesn't. That's the problem. It doesn't. And that's the challenge I'm in right now, because I'm in my own little transformation, and I'm sitting there going, how the fuck do I get this to the world? How do you sell to someone that you're going to have to go work hard, go look within, get scared in order for me to help you? Because you know what other people do, Orden does, they just say the typical, hey, I'm going to place a setter and a closer in your business or you don't pay. And everyone pays money and they don't get what they need. Because most of these businesses think they need a setter or closer because they're trying to outsource their conviction. They're trying to outsource the hard work, but they're not willing to do it first. And I'll tell you this, most of the businesses that are doing even 7 figures, we're talking $3-4 million a year, they want to get to 10. It's not another closer that's going to fix it. And it's not another setter that's going to fix it. 99% of the time, it comes down to the founder. The founder hasn't caught up to what the business is. The founder is still operating in the survival of how they got to that first 3 million. But that first 3 million and that founder is not going to get them to the 10. Because at that point, it requires a different conscious level person. It requires the founder to level up. If the founders don't want to do that, I don't want to do that. I want to try to buy my problems, try to fix them. And it doesn't work like that.
Hey, John here for just a sec. You know how we're always breaking down these wild business ideas and road testing opportunities that other podcasts won't touch? Well, we're growing our own business here. This podcast, and we need your help. So here's the deal. If the Low Bar podcast has given you that holy shit I can actually do this moment, or just made your commute less boring, help us out. If you're watching on YouTube, go and hit that subscribe button. If you're listening on Spotify, go to our profile page on Spotify and smash that 5-star button. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, hit the review button and leave us a review. It takes you just 30 seconds, costs you nothing, but helps us reach more people who think starting a business is rocket science, which it's not. And it will also give us the momentum we need to do even more fun and crazy business stuff right here for your entertainment. We love to keep it real with you. Now keep it real with us. Let's grow this thing together.
Look, you've helped a bunch of people over the years, right? I haven't seen you in multiple years. Since then, you told me before the show, hey, I've done 375 million in sales for people. I've placed closers in businesses. I've built systems. I've done all this stuff. How are you coming in with that type of energy, to somebody? John and I sell a course, right? We funny enough, sell a course on drop shipping, right? We have people coming in who want to change their lives. They want to do things, but they're right where you said they are. They are scared out of their mind. They're scared to take that first step. They're scared to pay money. They're scared to log into the course. They're scared to set up their Shopify store. They're scared to spend any bit of money on ads, right? How are you getting people in the door, confronting them with that scary ass mirror, and then bringing them forward?
Well, we're starting before the door, right? You start at the ad level, you start at the copy level, and then your weekly courses, like the weekly, we'll meet for weekly 2-hour coaching sessions. You don't talk about drop shipping. You've already talked about drop shipping. They go watch the video. They don't need to know how to drop ship. They need to know how to actually operate like a business owner. That's what the coaching should be about. Your weekly calls should literally be about their mindset and how they're operating, calling their shit out. Going through, I have a whole mindset course. I tell people, I got a 30-day revamp mind course, meaning like you're going to take 30 days of hard ass work. I got the 24-hour mindset turnaround, meaning someone's already done the work. They just forgot who they were, right? There's people who've never done the work. They have no idea what we're even talking about. They need a whole different level of support and training and understanding. And the person who's done the work, they just lost themselves in kind of the mess and the chaos. See, most people are so out of alignment, and that's why they don't have success. And when you're out of alignment, your business is out of alignment. And when your business is out of alignment, you're making decisions that aren't in alignment. Meaning, just even little things like the one color off, the copy is off, who you're hiring for your Facebook ads are off, how you're approaching what you're going to sell is like everything becomes this millimeter that's off because you're out of alignment. And then by the time you get to the end result, it's so off you can't even see it. And then you get so focused on the effort and hours that you put into it, you can't even realize that it's just not even the right thing and the market doesn't want it. So for me, like for instance, I won't even build I will not build one more program. I will not build one more product or service until I can sell it first. Unless I can't sell it, I ain't building it. Because you know how many times I've wasted building shit thinking it's going to be the greatest thing and realize the market doesn't want it. I wanted it. Market didn't want it. Don't matter what I want. Matters what the market wants. That's another thing that most business owners I see do. They care so much about what they want. Tough luck. It's not about what you want. It's about what the market's willing to pay for. And then you offer and you give them that. Then guess what? Then you can go buy what you want.
So bring this back to closing for me, right? Bring this back to the person who wants to make 20K, 30K a month closing. And you're just telling them you're scared out of your mind. You don't even know what you want, right? Like you're not ready for this.
Let's bring this back. Someone who wants to make 20, 30 grand a month, I'll tell you right now, the game has changed. It's not as, I'll just be honest, it's not as easy as just picking up the phones, but it's still very possible with the right offer and the right training. So the answer isn't, can they do it? Because yes, there's multiple avenues to do that. The question is, do you want to do it? So do you want to actually give up everything you are today and actually, I always say, completely die of the version you are today? That means the way you operate, the way you think, the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you look, who you hang out with. Kill all of that so then you can birth the person that is worthy and can do $20,000, $30,000. That's the first question. Are you willing to do that? Because if you're not even willing to do that, it's over. The second one, are you willing to invest 10, 15 grand yourself to change? And here's the biggest one why I do this. Because if you're not willing to invest 10 to 15K to change, how the hell can you expect someone else to invest 20 to 30K of their money if you're not willing? Because they'll pick that up. And that's a big problem with these closers. They don't have the conviction. And the thing with sales is conviction sells. Conviction isn't just what you say or how you say it. It's the energy you have in the silence. It's listening to what they're not saying. And you can't do that if you're not willing to actually do it yourself, because you're a direct reflection of the result. So if someone's willing to actually do that work and have those hard conversations, then this is an easy job. Now, do you like speaking on the phone? Do you like connecting with people? Do you understand that you're going to hear more no's than yeses? So can you handle rejection? If you're someone who can't handle rejection, you won't be good at this job. Just like a batter, you're a baseball guy. What's the batting average? What is it? They, if I'm not mistaken, they only hit the best in the world hit 20%. Is that correct? Because they do like 80 or something. They do the opposite.
35, yeah. 35% best in the world.
35%. The best in the world hits 35%. So that means what? Most of the time they're swinging out. Most people want to take the first swing and hit a home run. And when they don't, they want to quit and go next. They like the idea. So they like the idea of drop shipping. right? They like the idea because, oh my God, wait a minute, I could sell other people product, set it up online, blah, 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 blah. But do they understand what it takes to be actually a drop shipper? Do they understand that they have to understand numbers and they have to be creative and understand branding and understand relationships and understand the risk? As you know, the risk is high with drop shipping. It's high. Come on, guys, let's get it real. Now, here's the greatest part. You can go on your own and really fuck up, or you can go with experts like you and get a chance of having success. And this I do believe true, 100%. If I wanted to be a drop shipper, I can go try to do it on my own and guarantee I probably fail. Or I can pay you guys and go through the less pain and all the shit that you guys gone through on your own to know exactly what I need to do. Now, that's a no-brainer to me. If I'm going to be a drop shipper, I'm going to come to you guys for sure. I'm going to say, give me the steps. What are the steps I need to follow? And just follow the fucking steps. And the chances of me being successful, I know, are much higher than me doing it on myself. It's the same with high-tech closing. With me, you don't just get my knowledge. If you're good and you pass my assessment, I'm going to get you a job. Half the battle is understanding how to close. The other half is getting the job and sitting in the seat and doing it. I solved both those problems. And people still don't do it. I had this guy who was working for the government in Canada. And he was one of those analytical guys. So he has to think about and think about and think about and think about. And he ended to the point where I am on the phone with him and his wife. And I'm sitting there and he's like so close. And I just said, dude, listen, I'm telling you, like, I can tell the person you are, you have the charm. I love that you're thinking about it this much, but like, this is a $5,000 decision, dude. Like, it's not a lot. Like, it really is not a lot in the grand scheme of things. And if it is, your mindset's already wrong. Nobody in this world has a $5,000 problem in a year or 2 year span. Nobody does. Not even a bum on the street. A bum on the street can drum up $5,000 over a year. We all agree on that? Come on. But people are like, it's fine, right? Needless to say, he finally jumps over. I worked with him I worked weekly. And then he stopped showing up. Called him. Where you going? Oh, yeah, coming back. Okay, I got a job for you. Oh, you know what? I'm going to think about this one. Okay, fine. I don't have time now. Now we're talking about real world. I have no time to wait for you, right? So I'll move on. Come back to him. Hey, I got another job. I gave him 3 opportunities to work. He didn't take them. It's not my fault. You know the story about it's a religious story. I don't know if it's real or not, but it's the guy who, like, the town is getting flooded and he climbs, like, and a boat comes and says, hey, jump in. We're going to save you. And he's like, no, God's got me. And then the water gets higher. So he goes to the 2nd floor. And another boat comes, and then the guy's like, hey, jump in. We're going to help. We're going to be here to save you. And he's like, no, God's got me. And then it gets higher and higher. And now he's at the top of the roof of the house. And another boat finally comes and said, Dimon, this is your last chance, man. Like, you're going to be flooded. You're going to die. You're going to drown. He's like, no, God gets me. So he doesn't get in the fucking lifeboats. He dies. He goes up to heaven. He goes, God, what the hell's going on? I thought you had me. I gave you 3 lifeboats. What more do you need? That's the same thing in life here. How many lifeboats do you have to give someone? How many times do you have to give them the path before they take it? Eventually, people are going to stop. Eventually, the universe is going to stop giving them to you.
Most nights, my brain won't shut off. I'm lying there chasing new ideas, diving down rabbit holes, thinking through business problems, all of it. I can't turn it off, and honestly, I don't even want to. I fucking love this stuff. But I do need solid sleep if I'm going to show up as the best version of myself for my wife, for my kids, for my business partners, and for me. So every night I take Kill Switch from Switch Supplements. I've been taking it for years. I take a scoop, I watch a quick YouTube video, and within a half an hour, I'm out. It works every single time. My wife takes it. My employee takes it. We even gave it out at a couple of our live events and everyone loved it. If you're the same way, you can't turn it off, but you still want to win big the next day, go to switchsupplements.com/lowbar and use the code lowbar to get $10 off your first order. That's switchsupplements.com/lowbar and use the code lowbar. Sleep like you're dead. Well, if you look at our course, I don't know if we have the numbers concrete, but I would honestly hazard a guess that 40 to 50% of people who buy our course don't log in. Like, literally never log into the course, right?
That's not the right number, but anyway.
No, but let's say who gives a shit?
It's not even close to the right number. I'll say that number don't do anything. They log in, but they don't do anything after, say, 30 days or something. Same sort of story as your guy who you offered 3 jobs to, and he just
but guess what? They're going to go buy another course. They're going to go buy another course, another course. Sure. Because I told you this from the beginning. The idea of buying the courses makes them feel successful. It makes them feel like they're doing something in their lives. It separates them from them and their friends. Oh, well, I bought this course. But the actual effort that goes into making it, they're not willing to do it. Most people aren't. And that's why there's something called the 1%ers. See, I don't want to be a billionaire because I know who I would have to become to be a billionaire. I know the values and the things that I'd have to give up to actually become a billionaire. And in my life, I realize I don't want to do that. I know where I want to be. I'm very fucking clear on my chief aim. I'm very clear on where I want to be. And I'm not, and there's no right or wrong to it. Most people they don't even understand. They have this vision in their head, or they have these ideas or these dreams. They don't even understand how big or small they really are. I'll tell you, one of the biggest, I'll stop here because we beaten this up, but I'll tell you this, I'll end it here. One of the biggest life's, I would say, letdowns or problems, or just, to me, it's a sadness, isn't that we shoot so high and miss. It's we shoot so low and succeed, and we call it good. And I think that's one of the biggest problems that there's, especially today. I think the freaking world's weak. We are in a weak world right now. I tell my salespeople, this is the truth. When I grew up in the 90s, you had to be excellent to be good. Today, you don't even have to be good to be good. You just need to show up and just follow the process, and you'll be great. Because people are not even doing the basics. They're not even doing the simple follow-ups, following a script. They're not doing those things. You just got to do the one thing, and you'll be great. And people still don't.
I feel the same way in our industry, right? You simply need to pick a person to serve, find the products they sell, build a business, and actually run ads the right way, the way we teach in our course, and the way you can figure out how to run them yourself. It's not rocket science here, but there's a very specific way you should run them. If you just do that, you're going to make sales. But most people can't get themselves to the point where they actually launch the store, actually turn on the ads, try more than $100, $200 worth of ads before they quit.
You want to know why? First reason is because if I actually succeed, then what? Then I just proved my story wrong all this time, and I have to now face that demon. So it's easier to just keep saying it's not for me than it is. The second reason is, well, if I do fail, I'm just going to continue proving my story right. So I'd rather not try and understand any of those or get to any of those answers, because both those answers are hard to accept.
Or if I quit, then I can say, well, if I would have given it my all, I would have been successful.
Yeah.
Well, I want to change the subject here and just show you this, because I know this will get you going on a whole nother rant. So when you talk about closing, Kayvon, I assume this is what you mean, right? This is the closer framework from Hormozy. Is this all we need to be a closer?
No. It's good. I mean, yeah, but no. That's again, actually, I don't even agree with any of that, but yeah. But here's the thing. I'll tell you this. I'll give credit where it needs to be, where it go. If you don't have any framework and you follow that frame, you could probably have a better chance than any framework. I'm not saying that that's the winning framework, but you'll have a better chance following that if you don't follow anything. But the closing framework is not actually that hard. It's very, very simple. What's hard, I'll tell you this, is being able to ask the right questions. And what does that mean? Not the surface level questions. See, a lot of people, again, a lot of closers that are starting out, and even people that can't get to the next level, they sell on the surface level bullshit, and nobody buys on the surface level bullshit. But they don't want to go to the personal pain, the deeper pain, because they're scared to go there themselves, or they've never gone there themselves. How the hell can they actually go there properly with the prospect? They project their own bullshit on the prospect. That's the number one thing that salespeople do wrong. You project your own BS on the prospect. You never project your values, your ideas, your thoughts, what you think on the prospect. As soon as you do that, it's over. If you think it's expensive, they will think it's expensive. If you don't think the product's good enough, they will know the product's not good enough. Well, Kayvon, how can you say that? Very simple. I don't have to go far. You go to data. And the data shows me on my own team, after $375 million in sales, 101 different sales teams up to 105 people, all the way to teams of 3. How can I have the same offer, the same team, the same leads, and 3 different closers say to me, I keep getting this objection. I keep getting it's too expensive. And another closer goes, I keep getting people that need to think about it. And the other closer is saying, I keep getting people that it's whatever. It's the same everything. What's the only difference that's changed is the closers themselves. And they're projecting their own shit. You keep getting it's too expensive because you think it's too expensive. Whether you're saying it or not, you're projecting it in the energy, in your tonality, in the questions you're asking, which is now showing up as an objection. Objections are just a mirror of the closer. And if you're really good, like I tell people, fuck objections. I don't care about handling objections. I eliminate objections before they even come up.
You got closing questions, John. Fire them at him, buddy.
I think, look, I mean, I think I agree with a lot of what you said around, around are people really lazy? Are they fearful? I mean, I think, I love the closing thing. Like, legitimately, I think if somebody was prepared to do that, I'd tell them to go out and do it today. Like, I wouldn't do it because I fucking hate people and I hate talking to people.
Yeah. Isn't that interesting? But yet you're on a podcast.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I know all of those things that you've gone through here around what people see when they look in the mirror, all of that sort of stuff. That's all right. It's all great. And I'm like you. I sit here every day and I think, what's the magic answer to helping people with that stuff? It's pretty wild. You know what I mean? To think through how do you actually change that in a large way, and maybe you don't.
Well, no, there's obviously ways to do it. I think the biggest answer is more, how can you get them to identify with it before having to sell them the sizzle? Promising the bullshit and getting to the truth. That's, because I can sell the sizzle all day long. Yeah. I can sell them what they want to hear. So that's the whole idea. And say, sell them what they want. You give them what they need. Well, how can we sell them what they need and show them what they didn't even know they deserve?
Yeah. And I think that's often what ends up happening for us is, we've sold a lot of people over the years on, if we talk about the drop shipping thing, half of the conversations we have when people get in there is, you want to build your own business and you want to do the drop shipping thing and all of that sort of thing. But we end up we're really talking about, okay, so you need to change. This is how, where are you at? What's holding you back? Most of the coaching calls, like you say, you're talking about, if you're doing weekly calls, it shouldn't be about the drop shipping. It should be about operating and all of that sort of thing. Half our calls do end up being just mindset related. Let's talk about that. Let's work through that. It's not really about the technical aspects of running an e-commerce business or finding the right products or whatever it might be. I don't know how you do it beforehand, but I certainly it certainly happens after the sizzle for sure.
Yeah, right. To get them in, but that's what you have to do. I think that's all it is. And then be one of the good people that actually care enough to change to actually do the work. See, my thing is this: I go to bed every night with a clear conscience, and that's all I care about, is knowing that I did everything I possibly can to help someone succeed. Did I do everything I know I can? And then if I did that and they didn't choose to take it or they chose to run away, that's not on me anymore. That isn't on me. It shouldn't be on me. I can't be responsible for everybody. I can only be responsible for myself and what I provide. They got to have the responsibility to jump on the train and stay on it. And if you're giving them every reason to stay and you're giving them every opportunity to catch them and they still find a way out, a back door, that's not on you. That's on them.
Yeah, no, I see it as like we do what we do to give people the opportunity to go somewhere.
Yeah.
What we do and the way we do dropshipping or e-commerce businesses, dropshipping, whatever you want to call it, it 100% works. Like anybody who wants to argue with that with me is an automatic. They're going to lose that. I've got too much data over 12 years. I can show you an ad account with over $100 million in dropshipping sales in it. Not of mine, of people we've shown how to do it because I've got access to all their accounts. I've got the data. It works if you do the work. And so for me, what we do is we give people the opportunity, the structure, the framework, the mindset stuff, all of it. And if they want to step into that, it's there. And some people won't step into it. And to me, that's fine. Like you had the opportunity. It's your responsibility. It's on you if you don't. No one's going to make you do it.
I totally agree. So let me ask you this. How's dropshipping changed over the last 5 years?
How has the term dropshipping changed? Well, all of the losers that came out with AliExpress dropshipping have disappeared. And they're probably the guys that you worked with, right? They're all dead. We're not. I would start a dropshipping business today exactly the same fucking way I did 12 years ago. Exactly. Nothing has changed. And it's
Are you
still
using
fucking
Amazon?
works.
What provide?
No, we build our own businesses. You run a business on Amazon, you're not actually running a fucking business. You're just piggybacking Amazon. We build a business that we own, infrastructure that we own, customers that we own. When you do Amazon FBA, you don't own the customer. You don't own their data. You don't own any of that, right? So we're building a business. Yeah, we use Shopify to host the website, for example, but we have real supplier relationships, all of that sort of stuff. And we're selling high ticket products.
What kind of? So you guys are high ticket. Like what high ticket?
Yeah,
like,
we're only high ticket, like $1,000 plus anywhere. Sky's the limit. Like we've done sales $100,000. People have done higher sales than that for individual products, and so you're making 35% margin on those products.
That's retail margins, man.
And so that's why it works. If you're drop shipping like little shitty widgets, fidget spinners from fucking China that you're selling for $15 at a 35% margin, like the fuck are you going to run ads on that, right? You're making like $5 a sale or something. What's the fucking point? So that's the difference of what. Well, it's not the only difference, but we actually have done it and know what we're talking about. That's another big difference. Kind of like you with your, being the original guy who taught people how to be closers versus all the guys who are out there running Facebook ads around it now. Yeah. We're kind of like that with drop shipping.
The OGs.
Like, kind of close to the OGs. So
I love it. I love it.
But once again, we don't do it the slimy way. We didn't go out and pump the market with 50,000 Facebook ads or about just rip my winning products and launch this store for a $20 AI store and blah, blah, blah. We took the hard road to market it, which is like, there's no bullshit. This isn't easy. You got to do the real work. Like we've got a podcast with 400 episodes on it where that's what we say. Like, this isn't easy. This isn't easy. It's hard work.
Nothing is easy. Nothing of greatness comes easy.
And so, like it's been a bit of it's a bit of a slower growth thing for us because we haven't scammed the fuck out of it. But, like a lot of drop shipping guys did. And some of them did big numbers for about a year or two. And then, of course, nobody they worked with has success and they disappear.
I'm a big proponent of the work you need to do. As you are, Kayvon, we've been in some of the same rooms, right? I don't think you can get people to the front door with that. Like they have to be in motion to reach that, right? This is why I say entrepreneurship is the greatest self-development program that's ever existed. Like it truly brings you to these moments, right? It makes you hit your cap over and over and over again. And that brings you to the realizations that you need to work on some shit, right? And so I don't mind bringing the sizzles.
I do love what you just say there. You're so right on that one. Entrepreneurship is like the greatest teacher of self-development because at every level in entrepreneurship, every level of business, you are faced with your demons. You're faced with your own limiting beliefs. You're faced with your subconscious and consciousness levels. And if you want the success, you got to crack them. Where these people as employees, they just like every day, same thing. They're not pushed. I get it. I'm actually like, maybe I'm even more grateful just thinking about all the things I've gone through, where it's gotten me and how it's gotten me to this point at 41 years old and realizing everything I thought I knew was just a fucking lie. And everything that I know to be true is in the power of me. It's all in my hand. I mean, Napoleon Hill said it best, right? What the mind can conceive, what the mind can hold in his hand can hold in his life or something like that, So, AKA, if you believe it and you can hold it, you can achieve it.
I mean, this is what we preach behind the scenes, right? I don't think you can get people in that front door without the sizzle, though. I genuinely don't, right? What sold me in late 2014 was like, you could run a dropshipping business on a beach in Thailand with a laptop and live this golden life, make $2,000 a month and be super wealthy. And certainly $2,000 went a lot further in 2014 than it does today. But I was sold on this fucking pipe dream. That's what got me to actually take the action, right? That's what got me to take the first steps. That's what got me to build a business.
Truth, though, right? Though here's the thing: you can live on Thailand running a drop shipping business, making 5-10 grand a month, which is massive. Which is literally like making 200 grand, 300 grand here.
But that's what got me to bump up against my belief system that caused me to go to a mastermind where I met you, where I met Elliot, and then Elliot challenged me to do a bunch of other stuff, right? And it became this journey of actually discovering who I am and my own limiting beliefs, right? But I just don't think you can confront people with that, right? Like the beginning part of this podcast, there's probably people going, what the fuck is Kayvon even talking about here, right? I'm sure they're confused because some people haven't even got there yet. And so when you're teaching a closer, when you're teaching what we teach, you have to start with the flash. You have to start with you want to change your life in this tiny little way. I'm not going to show you all the other, this river you have to wade through. I'm going to show you how to step over this puddle real quick and show you how to do it the right way. I just can't imagine. I can't imagine walking up to somebody and explaining what we just talked about and saying, are you ready for this? $10,000, please. Right? Like you have to be there.
Well, the best way that I teach people like is like, you want success, they call it the wealth triangle, right? And like most people have it backwards. Like they want to have like the mailbox money by not doing anything. And it's like, no, you got to first your first 0 to 10K is called a high income skill, especially online. You got to develop your high income skill. What's that high income skill? To me, high income skill to me in what I teach is closing over the phone. I think it's the easiest and the fastest and most in demand today. Then what do you do from that? Once you start creating your high income skill, you can do what I've done, right? You take that high income skill, you build a business around it. And then you take those profits of that business, then you invest it into income generating things, right? Most people want to just go straight there without actually ever developing the key, which is the high income skill. You guys, your high income skill is obviously drop shipping, right? You know how to create, connect things to create a drop shipping business. That is a high income skill. Copywriting, high income skill. System work. You know this. People will pay thousands of dollars to have someone play on Zapier and connect your integrations. Email deliverability is a high income skill. All of these things, right? And most people, they don't teach this in school. You don't learn this shit in school. You don't learn, like, wait a minute, like, I can just make 10, 15 grand a month online just with one skill? Yes, you can. And people will pay for it because they need it. And then with high ticket closing for me, if you get to the 20, 30K, you don't need to build a business. You don't be an asshole and go spend all your money. Save some of that. Invest in that. Put that in the stock. Buy a real estate property. Now all of a sudden, you got multiple businesses. You got your corporation that owns 3, 4 real estate that's paying you an additional 5, 10 grand a month on top of your closing. And this is the greatest thing about this, why I love what I do and teach, is like all that's so possible and it's life changing. You can actually become a millionaire as a high ticket closer if you do it right.
Do you ever run an ad that says that? Just out of curiosity, we run an ad. John runs an ad, and it's a little short video I made of like, can dropshipping make you a millionaire? Yes, it can, and I'm proof. It is an ad that runs permanently in our account, and it gets comments every fucking day of people who are like, yeah, sure, fatty. I bet you're making $1 million selling courses or something like that, right? I'm just curious if you've ever used that line, because I think that triggers people. I think that there's a word, there's a certain level that is beyond what people think is possible, and like that is it. Certainly million is one of those levels, round number bias for sure.
Yeah, no, I don't run ads like that. That's what other people do, not me. Yeah.
That's what we do. He pointed a finger at us.
No, you said it works though. Who cares if it works? It works. Hey, listen, you say you got people who are comments. Another thing, you want success? Get ready to have haters. You can't have the high success and not have haters. It doesn't work like that. People are gonna hate. I actually don't judge my success on the amount of people that love me. I judge my success on the amount of haters I have. I want more haters. Haters means I'm doing something right. Haters means I'm shaking something up. I'm getting people going. I'm not doing it on purpose, but I'm sure as hell on my mission. And if I'm going to create haters out of that, I don't give a shit. Just see all the haters I have. I don't care.
Somehow they're all directed at me. I get all of the fatty jokes and I've got rosacea, so they think I'm a drunk. So they give me, drunk jokes. Somehow they're only directed at me. John doesn't get any down under. I don't know.
Well, that's because he's a good looking dude and I'm sure he's not in the ads. Are you in the ads, John?
Not as much as him. Look, you know what? I hate that ad too, Ben. I hate it. The reason I hate it is that I can't beat it for results.
Yeah.
It's like it gets more comments, it gets more shares, it gets more engagement. Like,
and the negative gets
likes on it.
The algorithm loves it, man.
It gets the cheapest leads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like literally I've tried a lot of different ads. We've tried to run a lot of different ads over the years, and that one is still the winner.
Any press is good press.
Yeah, I don't care. I mean, the negative comments to me is a good thing.
Yeah,
right.
I love it. I love it. I have no problem.
Yeah.
Kevin, I got one more question that we put in here. I definitely want to ask you. And it's like, you asked if anything changed, right? In the last 12 years, are we doing anything different in dropshipping? The format is the same. The SOP is the same. How we're accomplishing every task in there is a little bit different due to AI, right? AI is helping us move quicker in a lot of different facets. Now, it's not taking all of our jobs and we're all going to be on UBI in 6 months. Like that's not happening yet. But it is there. It is definitely very powerful in some ways. It's also very hallucinogenic in other ways. Where is that showing up in closing? How are you guys using AI at this point?
Oh yeah, like I tell salespeople, like if you're not going to be using AI in your everyday sales process, every day of what you're doing, you're going to be a thing of the past. I used to say that when I wasn't educated, I used to say AI isn't going to replace humans. Humans who know how to use AI are going to be replacing humans who don't. Now, AI is definitely going to be probably replacing a lot of humans. But just like when the internet came out, how many more jobs were created? Just when the car manufacturer, you know what I mean? The like industrial revolution, right? So like I believe AI is also going to create a lot of jobs, but those who fight AI are a thing of the past. Now to answer that question specifically, I use AI 24/7 and every day in my sales process. Like why wouldn't I? I use AI for my follow-ups. I actually created AI bots. Like I have a full AI call analyzer. Call goes in, AI analyzes it better than I could ever analyze it and gives me the exact thing I did wrong or my team's done wrong and 3 ways we could have changed it. I have an AI bot that I created that calls people better than, hey, guess what? 24/7. Better than I can hire humans to get people, to re-engage people. I use AI like for email sequences. Like I'll use AI and if someone gives me objections, instead of me having to come up, why would I sit there and come up with 25 different objections? I go right in AI and go, what are the 3 main ways that I can handle this? This guy is an analytical buyer. Here are his fears. Here's his ideas. Here's where he wants to go. Here's where here's what his concerns are. What is one great rebuttal that I can use right now on this? Done. I've won more law deals with lawyers with AI than I ever won a law with a real lawyer. Shut down immediately. Like I will say this to anybody. You ask that question. AI is in everything we do. It has helped me be way more efficient, way more impactful, way faster, way quicker, get to the sale faster. You must be using AI. The problem is if you don't have the skills, if you don't know what you're doing, AI won't help you because AI is only as good as the prompter. And the reason why I can use it to my advantage is I know how to prompt it because I've developed the skills of sales and closing. And I know what I need to ask and to prompt for it to get me what I want. I guarantee you, if me and you use the same question right now in our AIs, we're going to get very different answers.
I think that's where people are going wrong at the moment.
That's where they're going wrong. And then they're idiots. Let's just say this. They're idiots enough to at least keep the emojis and the dashes. They're not even smart enough to just do a little bit of the work and get rid of the emojis and get rid of the friggin' dashes and turn them into commas.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's also a lot of people are using AI at the moment. Once again, there's people out there who are spruiking this. Like they're trying to get AI to take them somewhere on something they haven't learnt yet. Like, teach me how to do this. I don't know anything about it. So you don't know what to ask AI because you don't know anything about the thing you're trying to learn. But people are saying, oh, just ask AI how to make $200,000 in the next 6 months. Get it to give you a full business plan on how to do this, blah, 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 and just go and do it. And it's like, yeah, cool. How are you going to know if it's telling you to do the right thing? Like, how are you going to know if it's hallucinating or if it's on the right track or whatever? Like, you still have to go out and learn the skills that you can then put back into AI.
Yeah, that's why I said AI it elevates, it amplifies. It's there to help you. I don't think it's there yet. I mean, think about it. How many times do you say don't use emojis and dashes, and it still comes back? So AI is not as actually advanced as people think it is. How many times does it hallucinate? It's not actually as advanced as people think it is. It's not there yet. If it was, none of that shit would happen.
I don't think people realize even how it works. The fact that it's not answering your question, it's not going to look in its memory at what it learned from the internet. It's simply using tokens, right? When someone uses these words together, they're often like next to these words together, and it's just it's reproducing what similar tokens look like. So it has no idea, and when it doesn't know, it has to reproduce tokens. It has to give you an answer. It can't tell you I'm retarded. I don't know, right? And so oftentimes the answer is discombobulated. They don't follow the rules. We end up probably close to 40 to 50 prompts writing an article at this point, right? Like there's just, you can give it the mega prompt to start with, and that gives you a good base. And then it's like, okay, fix this, fix this, fix this, fix this.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's go get answers from an expert. Let's feed those back into there. Fix this, fix this. Like, and if you're willing to take the time, I think you can use these tools pretty incredibly at the moment. But if you don't even know what to ask in the first place, you're starting from ground zero, and that's not a good place to be.
One of the best questions I've ever asked it. If you want to know, you're talking about going back to like the hard question to ask yourself. Put it in here if you talk to your AI. Go, if my life was the movie and I was the main character and you were an audience member, what would you be screaming at me to change?
There's some good ones like that, yeah. Don't hold back either. Ask it not to hold back, and call up my
I
blind
would say
spots.
that. I was like, I want you to be the opposite. Do not hold back. Tell me the absolute truth. Do not make me feel good. Right? All that stuff, right? Because it's meant to actually, you can make it's so crazy how you can prompt these things. You can get it to whatever. And it's funny thing too, is you can get it to say whatever you want. It's again, having the conscious level of understanding. And the reason it works for me is because I know sales. half the shit it gives me is garbage, but there's one or two lines where I'm like, ooh, that's pretty good. But if you don't have the skill set and you don't understand, how are you going to know that one or two lines at work?
The worst part is it's everywhere, right? There's an email pitch, probably 10 of them in my inbox every day, right? 9 of them you can tell. You're like, come on, guys, try harder. I just listened to this episode. Here's a snippet I liked from it that has nothing to do with the episode. It's so bad, right? And then I'm a big fan of X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Every reply nowadays is an AI reply. It's just like, I don't know. It's starting to annoy me more than it's helping me at this point in some facets of my life. I use it a lot though. I talk to it all the time. I built a GPT that is a mixture of Mike Dolce. So he's a fitness guy. He helped all of the UFC fighters make weight. He's the only trainer that's ever helped every one of his fighters has always made weight. And I mixed that with Jocko Willink. And I said, I need you guys to help me with my health. And I let it lay into me, and it comes out with that real shit of like, hey, my 4-year-old son's name is Carson. It'll finish everything of like, do this and shut the fuck up. And by the way, Carson's watching. I'm just like, holy shit. Okay, that's exactly what I need to be talked to, like, in order to get stuff done. It's not what everyone likes, but you can turn these into whatever you want. I don't know, man. I love playing with it.
There's nothing better than AI. I tell people, like I tell my sales team, like, I don't know why you're asking me to train you sales anymore. Like, who's a better trainer than I am? AI, way better than me. Has way more information than I can ever give you.
Have you played around with like Delphi or any of those to build like the Kayvon bot?
I haven't tried. I'm a GPT guy still. I know Claude. I know they all have Grok. I use Grok for numbers. I use GPT for every day. I use Claude for writing. And then I use Google LM or whatever it is. LM, that thing. I only use that when I have something to turn into like a podcast or a little bit more of a project. So I use that. And then I'm thinking of going full-time Perplexity. But the problem is my bot on GPT is so trained. I just don't have the time to train Perplexity all over again. But then I have my bot, like all the AI I'm creating is just like, it's insane. My next thing is I want my own LM. Like I want my own for me, like personally. That isn't like being trained by anyone but me.
You said a few things there, so I want to make sure they don't get missed. Google Notebook. If you have something in text format and you're a listener, go put it in Google Notebook. It'll spit out a 10-minute podcast for you. It's fucking incredible. I put all of Elliot's newsletters in there. Way better than reading Elliot's newsletter. There's a few other things that stand out to me. Nano Banana on Gemini is worth playing around with. If you have an old photo, it'll sharpen it up. You can turn photo into video. Nano Banana with Gemini is pretty impressive. Perplexity's Google Chrome competitor, if you will, is pretty impressive at this point. I don't know, everyone's kind of leapfrogging each other in some area, but I will say this: the market needs to correct at some point, and when OpenAI goes public, that's what it's going to be. That's my prediction for 2026 is Claude's going to come out and go public early. We're going to print our way out of this mess for a little while, and then we need to correct, and that's going to be when OpenAI comes out, man. I like ChatGPT, but I think Scam Altman is just like, he disgusts me, man. I can't stand that guy.
Yeah, you think he killed a guy? For sure. For sure.
Yeah, he definitely
and
killed
you
that guy.
don't need to be a friggin' rocket scientist to go, that guy is guilty as charged. The crazy thing is, I don't understand how they get away with it. And I actually should have said that because I don't want them to friggin' blacklist me. I take that back. I take that back. Sam Alton is innocent. I swear, he's innocent. Oh my God, these guys are crooks. They're all crooks. It is what it is.
All right, Kayvon's coming back next week to talk politics.
Yeah, podcast with Tucker. I'm surprised he's not dead yet. With Tucker Carlson, did you see when he flat out asked him? And he was like, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm just looking at the evidence, and I mean, it's pretty. Don't you find it weird? The guy ordered food. His family said he wasn't, like, da-da-da. There was blood spots all over the place. He was dragged everywhere. This random friggin' developer just, or the guy that's actually going to whistleblow on $1 billion business dies. Which one's more believable? Crazy.
Yeah, he's gross. And the fact that you take on a lesser note, I don't want to downplay freaking murder, but take a private not-for-profit company and somehow grow it and then say, you know what, actually we are for profit. Let's take in some profit. That's weird to me. And Elon Musk seeded the whole thing, and you're just like, get out of here, Elon. We don't want you involved. Like, there's just so much. And now they have $1 trillion in deals on paper, and it's just like, you don't even have that for revenue, and that's not even in your projections. And just, I don't understand that company at all, man. And I want to believe where we're going, but this all feels reminiscent of 99. And again, I was in high school in 99. I think we all were, right? And so this all feels like that. It feels a little bit pets.com-y, like a lot of hype, and certainly it will change our future. It'll be the most deflationary thing that ever happened. So when we do print our way out of this, the debt spiral that we're in, it'll deflate for us. It'll help us in that regard. But We're not there yet. We're not there yet. It's not happening. It's going to take jobs. Yes, it's going to create jobs, but we're not there yet.
I think we are. They're just not releasing it. We are there. They're just not putting it out there fully because it will actually shake up this world too much. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that, but I think you know who they are. BlackRock and Vanguard. I'm not saying they, but yeah. I mean, again, follow the paper trail, guys. Like, this is like, people think conspiracy. I love when people go, "You're conspiracies." I'm like, you're so caught up in the playbook psyops, they don't even understand. Like, you know the psyops playbook. You know what how it's, right? Like,
there's some great YouTube videos on it. Like, really,
it's very simple. It's very simple. They create the vision first. Number one, create the vision. Black, white. They did that back then. Now it's friggin', like woke, red side, blue. Like, create the vision. Create chaos. Think about every headline. Is it to inform or to inflame? It's to inflame, to create the chaos. And then at the end, what do? They give you the prescription that they wanted to give you in the first place. But you thank them because the chaos they created is now going to have a solution that they've given you. You can see it all. I always bring up COVID. Holy shit. Did they not divide in COVID? Vaxxers, not vaxxers. COVID is real, it's not. Then they created such a division so wide. Not only does it kill people, it actually broke families up. I know families today that still have not been repaired because their stance on COVID being real or not created division. Then what do they give you? The solution. They give you the vaccine. Yeah, we got it all covered. Now you guys are all going crazy. You guys are crazy staying inside. You guys are all fighting with every trial. By the way, we have the solution for you to come outside and start living your lives again. Come on, man. Straight out of the PsyOps playbook. It's happening every day. People just don't see it. And for me, I've just woken up to it. And I kind of like go, wow. Am I only goal and I'll leave it here? Like, so how do you fight it? You don't. You'd be an idiot to go fight that. Good luck. Tell me how it is. The only thing I think you can do in this world, if you really want, unless you're willing to go down the fight, which I'm not willing to die like for Charlie Kirk, like goddamn, right? You do the best you can. You do the best you can for your life in your own little village. Stay way out of this limelight as best as you can. And just do the best you can for yourself and live this life. And know that it's happening. There's nothing you can do about it. And just do what you can. Because if you think about it and focus too much, it will kill you. It literally will kill you. Either it will kill you mentally, emotionally, spiritually, or it will physically kill you because you're going too deep down and you connected too much of it. And if you can stay confused of it, meaning the other side, you say, "Oh, it's not true. It's all lies. It's all what do they call conspiracy?" You're already dead. They've already got you. You're dead. You're being controlled. Good luck. I think there's a fine line. I think there's a middle line that you can live this life, live a great life, and understand what's going on, and just play it to your advantage. And that's the line I'm taking.
Yeah, you have to fill your mind with things you actually control.
Exactly.
Like,
yes.
there is absolutely no point filling your brain and focusing on things that you have absolutely no hope in hell of having any influence or control over. Like, that's just a death spiral that you'll never come out of. You'll never do anything good for yourself. You'll never do anything good for your family. If you've got kids, you're not going to help them at all. Like, you're just going to be permanently stressed, negative minded. Like, you just... Yeah, I agree. Like, you just have to kind of say, yeah, look, I know that stuff may well all be going on in the world. And yeah, I could make the choice that I want to go and fight about it for sure. And maybe I think I'm the person who can at some point exert some control over that. Maybe, right? That's like you got to be a 1 in probably 7 billion people to be that person, right? Honestly. But like, if that's not you, then you just have to say, I know it's happening, but you have to accept there's nothing I can do about it. And there is no point in me paying it any attention. Like, be aware, but like, just say, this is what's in front of me today. This is what I can do. This is what I can change today. Like, I can change my circumstances within that for sure, if I want to.
Yeah, I think the key you said there, and I know we got to go, is being aware of it. Don't be so stupid. Like, don't be naive to it. Be aware of it. Understand it for what it is, and then be okay with it and move on. And like, truly. I think we're both agreeing on the same thing here. Is like, that's the best way to do it, because Jesus, what a hard life you're going to live if you choose the other.
I legitimately have 100 more questions for you that maybe I'll take off of air, but tell the people, whoever's still here after that meandering that we just did, where can they find you, buddy? Because you're a really good follow. Like, you're great on social media. You have the number 8 business podcast in the world.
Number 1 in marketing.
Number 1 in marketing, great. Number 8 in all of business, which is incredible. But you're great on social media. You got the Riz. You got what the kids call the Riz. Like, you're a fun person to be. Charisma, right? You got the charisma. You're fun to be around, buddy, and I think people would enjoy following you. So.
Someone said yesterday IRL. I said, what the fuck is IRL? What is IRL? They're like, in real life. I'm like, I still don't even get it to this day. Like, what do you mean in real life? Like, you're talking about when I see you in real life? Like, it's just weird, very weird. So I got the Riz and I got the IRL in the last 24 hours. I'm hip, I'm cool. Too good. KAYVON.com. That's KAYVON.com. You can find everything there.
Yeah, he's worth a follow on social media, folks.
And so are you still like teaching people how to do the closing thing? Like,
I'm always teaching that. As much as I try to run away from it, people just always come to me.
So should people still go to kavon.com for that, or do you have a particular?
Yeah, no, go to kavon.com and you'll get it from there. Yeah, you'll get it. Yeah.
Awesome.
Or you can look up incomefromanywhere.com. But yeah, Income From Anywhere is where you can learn. If you really want to be a salesperson, go to incomefromanywhere.com and you can see how we can help you.
Well, he's too nice to tell you that he didn't even name his podcast. That's number 8 in the world. Thesalesconnection.com is another place you can find him. He's got a book, a bestseller on Amazon. Do you want to pitch any of this stuff, Kayvon? You're too humble.
No, absolutely. The Vault Unlocked is where you can hear the podcast, The Vault Unlocked. And yes, my book on Amazon is an international bestseller called Pitch Me. So, I mean, I always just say kayvon.com because you can get access to all of that. But yeah.
I asked a question on a personal interest note. So you're saying your podcast is number 1 in marketing, number 8 in all of business, which absolutely, that's fucking massive. Like, why? Why do you think that is?
Well, that's a simple one. That's because I got a good team working it and very focused on it. Like, there's nothing, I'll tell you right now, there's nothing scientifically, about that, except I found the right team. I found the right people who knew how to do that. Now the why is because I spent 10 years or 8 years hiding behind other people's businesses. And I look back, and that was one of the biggest mistakes I made, was I didn't actually build my brand for myself. And this year I decided I'm going to go all in on brand. So all in on brand is what? Okay, is social, newsletter, podcast. And what I didn't know was how quickly it goes when you put some effort and consistency to it. So, I mean, if we look here, just so people can maybe have some dreams or see how quick it can go. We started this in April, May, June. Really, the things all started connecting in August of this year. To date, I went from 3,000 followers on Instagram to 170 now, I think. I never even had a TikTok. TikTok's 120. My YouTube, I just cracked the code there, and we just doubled our viewership on TikTok in the last 30 days. My team just told me my Facebook personal, I haven't even looked at it, haven't even been on it, has gotten double the following on my Facebook. My newsletter has a couple thousand people on it, and my podcast is number 1. It's number 1 in marketing, number 8 in all of business podcasts on Apple, talking about like Joe Rogan, all these guys, right? It's pretty wild. And my book went international bestseller. And why? Is because the intention was set and we did the work to make it happen. No excuses. I haven't missed a day of content when I needed it. I didn't say I'm going to do it and didn't do it. I just did it. I hired the team, spent the money, I got invested, and I did it. And I haven't even started. We haven't even started the fruits of the labor. I'm not going to get that. I'm not even expecting to get anything back from it for another 3 years.